There's all kinds of craziness. I don't know what's happening in the world, but a video emerged out of Georgia of an unarmed black jogger, Ahmaud Arbery, being shot and killed after being chased down by a former police detective and his son. Now, since the video has surfaced, the district attorney announced that following a full review of the evidence that the case should be presented to a grand jury. How do you not look at this and say, what the hell? Now you can't run? You can't run either? What is this, Sonny? What has happened? This happened at the end of, what, February? Why is this just getting to the grand jury now, Sonny?
I don't know. I don't know. This was so shocking to me, Whoopi. And I took it so personally because, as you know, my son is a track star, right? And so he jogs around our neighborhood all the time. And it's something that I worry about all the time. Now, Blackwall Jogging appears to be licensed to conduct a modern-day lynching. It was just sort of shocking to me that you would need a grand jury. There hasn't been an arrest in this case, and the excuse has been that all the district attorneys are resigning from these cases, this particular case, because they know the folks that are involved. One used to work for the DA's office. One person is a former police officer. And I'm so outraged because there is footage this time, right? There is a video. And the other excuse that they're giving is that this was a citizen's arrest, that they thought this person that was just merely jogging could have been a possible burglar. And I think, you know, that when you have vigilantes in this sense, there just is no need for a grand jury hearing. I mean, you can indict anyone. You know how they say you can indict a ham sandwich? In my career, I never didn't get an indictment. You always get an indictment. This calls for justice. I mean, even Joe Biden tweeted out, this calls for justice. The President Trump, has been silent about it, yet he can tweet about everything else. He can tweet about fake news. He can tweet about late night talk show hosts, but he can't offer his thoughts on this. This is despicable, despicable. When does it stop?
Joy, Joy, what'd you think when you saw the video?
Well, I thought to myself, oh, so now you're allowed to form an armed posse and go after people who you think might have committed a crime? Whatever happened to calling the police if you think somebody has committed a crime? And then they said, well, he looked like the guy who committed the crime. Oh, really? I wonder if the fact that he was black has anything to do with that.
And one wonders, if you knew what the guy looked like, how could you mistake him? Yeah. Go ahead, Megan. You think this will be a wake-up call?
I think there's been many examples of many cases that should have been wake-up calls in the past. The video is very hard to watch because there's no gray in this. It's a man that's being, in my opinion, a modern-day lynching. He is being stalked and hunted like cattle because of, as Sonny said, modern-day citizen's arrest. I didn't know a citizen's arrest was something that existed. I don't think it's real. We as citizens should not be in any kind of place to be arresting, let alone shooting people. Look, I don't know I am not a lawyer. I think this seems pretty cut and dry. There's huge outrage across the country, bipartisan, across everything I have read and seen. And I am just honestly praying for the victim's family and friends. And I'm praying for this country because there's clearly a deep systemic cultural problem when there are two men that think that they can just get in their truck and shoot and kill a jogger because he looks like someone that could have possibly broken into some houses. So I don't know what the answer to this is, but it does seem like it's getting worse and more egregious. And at this point, you just all pray for justice. And I know here at ABC and at The View, we will be staying on this and talking about it until it happens.
Yes, and I would also like to put out there that I think that the guy that's running the country ought to say something pretty soon about this. Because I tell you, if two black men had been in a truck and watched a white guy go by and just got out and shot him, we'd hear no end to what an outrage it was. We'd hear that from the top. So I am saying now here, from my space, you need to say something, sir. You need to say it, and you need to say it pretty soon, because you're telling us none of us really need to get a test. Why does everybody need to get it? It's starting to feel like you really don't have any respect for the American people at all. And I'm saying it just right now. I don't think you have any respect for the American people.